Alright, let's talk about why two of the most underrated sci-fi films, Project Hail Mary and Silent Running, are basically mirror images of each other, and why that contrast reveals something deep about how we tell stories about survival. Here's the thing, when most people think of sci-fi, they imagine laser battles and alien empires. But these two films? They're about the quiet, brutal reality of fighting to keep life alive in a universe that doesn't care about you. And honestly, that's way more interesting. Let me start with Project Hail Mary. Ryan Gosling's character is basically a space MacGyver armed with a whiteboard and a sense of humor. On paper, his situation is horrifying, stranded, alone, Earth's sun dying. But instead of wallowing in despair, he cracks jokes, doodles memes on walls, and treats every catastrophe like a logic puzzle. Why does this work? Because the film gets something fundamental about human resilience. Humor isn't just a coping mechanism, it's a survival tool. Think about it. Real scientists in high-stress situations? They joke around. It's not denial, it's defiance. And that's what makes Project Hail Mary feel so refreshing. It's not about the spectacle of disaster, it's about the messy, stubborn process of fixing things. Now, Silent Running? That film is the dark horse of environmental sci-fi. Bruce Dern's character isn't just saving plants, he's the last guardian of Earth's soul. But here's what hits hardest. The villains aren't aliens or rogue AIs, they're regular humans who've given up. The corporate overlords, the apathetic crewmates, it's all too real. What's fascinating is how the film frames Lowell as a radical. He's not a hero, he's a fanatic who murders his crewmates to protect ecosystems. And that's where the real tension lies. Is he right to do it? Should we root for him? The movie doesn't give answers. It just stares into the void with a dying plant in its hand. What connects these films, though, is their obsession with the cost of progress. Project Hail Mary asks, how much can we fix if we just keep thinking? While Silent Running whispers, what if we've already lost, and we're just too numb to notice? And here's the kicker. Silent Running came out in 1972. Over 50 years later, we're still recycling its warnings. Climate change, biodiversity collapse, it's all there. But here's the twist. Project Hail Mary might be more optimistic, but is optimism enough? Or does it risk letting us off the hook by implying we can always science our way out of disaster? Let me break down the visual storytelling in Silent Running for a second. Douglas Trumbull, the VFX genius behind 2001, uses those sterile spaceship corridors and glowing biodomes to create a kind of sci-fi Eden. The robots aren't cute sidekicks, they're the only companions who understand Lowell's grief. And when he smashes the greenhouse controls to save the plants, that's not action, it's mourning. Contrast that with Project Hail Mary's gritty, practical tech. No sleek interfaces, just duct tape and equations. Both approaches work, but they tell completely different stories about humanity's relationship with technology. One feels like a eulogy, the other, a pep talk. But here's the question I can't stop thinking about. Which film has a more honest take on survival? Is it the brutal realism of Silent Running, where sacrifice isn't heroic, it's just necessary? Or Project Hail Mary's belief that collaboration and humor can outsmart extinction? I'll argue this. We need both. We need to laugh to keep going, but we also need to mourn what we've lost. And maybe that's the real sci-fi lesson here. Not about spaceships or aliens, but about balancing hope and despair in a world that's always on fire. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below.